Alrighty. I think we are in motion now. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and take this chance to tweet the stream out. Here we go. There we are. I've tweeted the stream. Yes. It is stream time. Hello, people. Hello, 0 viewers. It's nice to have you. Nice to have you. I think we're gonna hang out here for a little bit as we wait for people to arrive. I don't know if none of you remember. That last time we had just finished goofing up those triple boys that were guarding the way down there, but we just finished those boys off. And I think before we had finished all of Yharnam, the Unseen Village, I thought we would go on a little a tour of all the areas we've yet to do. Obviously, we picked up in this area the Upper Cathedral Ward key, which we need to do the entire Upper Cathedral Ward area, which will clear the way for us to do the entirety of the Chalice dungeon run. There is also we've yet to do Castle Canehurst. That's another area we need to do off of our tourism checklist. And then we will be free to do that, and then obviously there's the DLC and the chalices. But that is what we are looking at right now. Oh, hey, hello viewers, welcome. We are wrapping up. Well, no, not wrapping up. We have a good like 3 or so streams left of Bloodborne. More so after we finish the first playthrough, but we are considering whether to go to Upper Cathedral Ward or to go to Castle Canehurst. I'm thinking Canehurst. A lot of good bloodstone chunks in Canehurst that I will need. So I think we're going to start today's stream with a nice tour of Castle Canehurst. We're going to see the sights, talk to the people, you know how it is. You guys understand why perhaps we may be interested in some more bloodstone chunks. Hopefully enough to get Saw Cleaver to like +9. And then I think there's a little bit of Chalice dungeon foolery we can do to get an unlimited number of blood rocks. Owie. Oh, I thought I'd killed her with that hit. Guess not. Someone's in a rush. I missed him. Oh, it's so nice to be so much more powerful than the executioners that you can just kind of overpower them. Just with sheer force. Because I don't like tangoing with executioners. Alright, to Canehurst. Nothing ominous about that. God, the entrance into Canehurst is always so good. Bop. Here we are, Castle Canehurst. Look at it. Castle Canehurst is one of the coolest areas in Bloodborne. Yeah, so the carriage is frozen over and the horses are actually long dead. So, always fun. Always fun to know that your entire trip here has been some sort of magical nightmare. You know, that's the sign of a great tourist attraction, is that upon arrival you realize that your means of travel has been dead the whole time and actually you are stuck in some sort of nightmare-induced hellscape. That's how you know that you're going to get some really great pictures to bring back home, you know? A couple of good landscape scenes, maybe. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. Chat, the one person in chat understands what I'm saying. They get it. The blood bug. We're not going to mess with the blood bugs right now. Hey, Devaton. Welcome to Worm Cutting Stream. We're checking out the beautiful Castle Canehurst. It's the first place on our bucket list of Yharnam locations to check out. Next is going to be Upper Cathedral Ward. We chose to come here first because this area has bloodstone chunks in it, and I need those for my weapons. Ah, oh, my flesh. Die, please. Why must the maggots be so strong? Why must they be this way? I hate that they just like pop out of the walls too. It's really annoying. I think that's amongst the last times we're gonna have to deal with them. So that's nice. God, they're so annoying. Not as bad as the blood bugs up here, though. I don't remember what their actual name is. I think they're called like bloodsuckers or something. These things. Hate these things. They're quite strong. Even with the +7 weapon. They just, you know, they do that. You know what I mean? Did I light the lamp? Oh, I really hope I lit the lamp. If I didn't light the lamp, I might actually be in trouble. What if I soft locked myself out of... Just totally soft locked myself out of the whole location. Okay, no. Oof. I was legit nervous that I had soft locked myself out of Castle Canehurst. Nope. Was not to be. Numbing Mist. Hey, at least they drop like some low-level blood-tinged gems in case you are making a gun build. God, their hitboxes are so big. I hate them. They should all die. I think there's an item over that way, so I'm gonna have to kill these ones. Abuse transform attacks for bonus damage. Come here, come here. Ah. I'm just not gonna tango with that one. There's not even like an item down there. There's literally no reason to fight that thing. A lot of numbing mist around here. Numbing mist, for those not in the know, is a throwable item like a Molotov. It prevents players from using blood vials, which I guess makes sense, because the blood vials of Canehurst is like a PvP thing, so. Jesus Christ, they do so much fucking damage! They do so much damage! Why? Why is this enemy like this? I hate this enemy. It's just, it's long, it can't be stunned, it has giant lengthy arms and attacks that do like your entire health bar of damage. Oh, it's so annoying! Because like you can't flank a blood bug because they just do an attack that 360 hits. It's like... Oh my god, and two of them at once? I mean, you're joking. Like... They perturb me so deeply. Hi, Autoprime. That's a lot of damage, Phil Swift. It's true. They're just very annoying. And also they have like, you can't stun them at all. They just have hyper armor and everything, and you can't backstab them, and you can't parry them. Luckily, the like bloated ones like this one are way easier. Hoker is like absolutely soaked in blood right now. I just want some bloodstone chunkies. Some bloodstone chunks. Into the spooky interior of Forsaken Castle Canehurst. Bop, bop, bop. Hey Black Mesa, welcome. We're checking out Forsaken Castle Canehurst. Oop, watch out for the ghosts. You know how it is at Forsaken Castle Canehurst, just some spooky spirits out and about. You know how it is. Oof. It's also cool that they are like invisible until you get close to them. because this area is just absolutely stuffed with them. More of these like little servant enemies. Hello. Hey, at least you can R1 stun lock them. That's always something. Rider Palosh is a cool one. The Rider Palosh, we can't use it because I have put no points into Blood Tinge, but it's a rapier that turns into a gun. It's a gun sword. It's literally a rapier, and you fold the blade down and it becomes a gun. What about elemental damage? Bad. Bop. There we go. Bloodstone chunks. Those are what we're looking for. We need to upgrade our saw cleaver a little bit before we do Upper Cathedral Ward, because the bosses up there are going to be no joke. Bam! Hey! This is, I mean, compared to like the bloodsuckers outside, these enemies are much easier. A nice non-ominous room filled with the sounds of crying and the portraits of people who are probably dead. You know how it is. And then the lights go out when you pick up the item and you realize you've been surrounded by ghosts. What was that, like 300 on an uncharged heavy? Oh yeah, thrust damage is very strong against the ghosts. Thrust. Oh man, I can't believe I messed up that parry. That felt like an easy parry. Oh well. Just have to live in the disappointment. Backstab. Yay! It's always satisfying to get one in for free. Noble dress. Oh. Oh, Hoker's looking good. Hoker's looking fresh. He's looking fine tonight. Alright. Fake gargoyle. Can't trick me, gargoyle boy. Ow! Hoker always looks handsome, says Devaton. Luckily these fake gargoyles have really good drops. They have really good drops for like bloodstone stuff. No good bloodstone chunk candidates, I don't think. I think they might be able to drop it, but it's really rare. Luckily we can get our chunks just from scrounging about. We got him. Another gargoyle dead. Backstab? Oh, there we go. Give me your spine. Hoker's looking good in the dress and top hat combo. It's really his style. There's another fake one. Poke. God, thrust damage is so good in Bloodborne. It's a shame that the actual like thrust weapons, like Rider Palash, are like skill-based weapons and don't have a lot of high raw damage. I guess they would be too powerful otherwise. Also, there's a guy with a rapier here. He's gonna duel us. I think he just pulled a gun out. Just blast him. Dead. Ooh, blood vials. That's good. We're actually quite low on them. I guess I wasted a lot fighting the bloodsuckers out front of the door, and I just didn't bother to refill. Here we get another fun armor set that I actually like. I like this armor set a lot. But we have to fight 2 of these boys for it. Oh, also, yeah, if you throw them off balance, they'll fall backwards, and they'll become real vulnerable to damage. The Executioner outfit. It's the same stuff that we saw that guy wearing, the friend with the blonde hair and the sideburns, you remember him? Where is... My brain is like shutting off trying to look for the Executioner outfit. It's a pretty cool look. We don't really have a hat that goes with it, though. Hoker will have to take off his top hat to truly use the fit, but the top hat just suits him so well. Actually, hold on. What does the old Hunter top hat look like on him? Oh, that's very Hoker, I think. That hat really pulls off his style. Here's the second shortcut. Is this elevator. We don't need it right now, though, so we're just gonna send it. Good luck, little elevator. Second fun mechanic about this area is this candle man over here. As you can see, there are ghost ladies about. Yeah, I'm gonna stick to the sword thrusting because it's way more effective against him. But when we get too close, that candle man in the distance, he's gonna start shooting projectiles at us, which is really annoying. And the problem is that if you get hit by that projectile, it causes all of the ghosts to go into like a murder frenzy. So this is the worst thing I could have done. Let's get hit by that. Oh, jeez. Bop. Ow. I'm gonna just kill the projectile shooter. You need to die, please. Die, 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 die. Please die. So there's actually a lot of like weirdly hidden items in Castle Canehurst. Like you have to walk on these tables to access this item, which I think is the pistol? Yeah, it is. It's the Evelyn. It's one of the best pistols in the game. Incredibly high damage if you are a blood tinge build. Like really high. Because you'll notice, like, my Hunter's pistol, well, one, I haven't upgraded it at all. But two, like, it does, like, no damage at all. Like, it doesn't do enough damage even to be viable on, like, starter enemies. But if you make a blood tinge build, you can, like... Maybe we should do that. We should, on one of the playthroughs, as we go all the way to, like, +7, like, crank up a ton of blood tinge levels. There's another sniper over there. They're shooting blow darts at me. Look at this blow dart boy. Who do they think they are? Oh, I kind of wanted that item. Oh well, it's lost to time. I don't even know what they drop. All I know is that I wanted it. Another one of these rapier enemies. These fencers. The fencers are actually really quite annoying. Because they're quite quick, but luckily they're pretty easy to deal with because you can stun lock them with your R1s. Chunk? Oh, yes. See, that's what's so nice about Castle Cainhurst, is it just has a lot of good chunk resources. I don't know if it has quite enough to get us to the 6 we need for our next upgrade, though. Which is upsetting. Oh, still lives, still lives. Thought he was dead. Takes a little more sauce to kill one of these guys. Also, bullets just throw them flat on their back, which is real convenient. Ooh, sword time. Yeah, we got the big boy sword. It's a small sword, but then it becomes a big boy sword. This is Ludwig's Holy Blade. It's the best strength weapon in the game, hands down. It does the most damage. But we're using Saw Cleaver for most of the game. Just because I like Saw Cleaver. Once we start doing Chalice stuff, because we can farm all the best stuff in the game using the Chalice dungeons. And a little bit of tomfoolery, and we can produce infinite blood rocks, I'm pretty sure. And then once we do, you have not seen the prettiest sword in this game is yet to come. There's a really beautiful great sword. Once we start doing the Chalice dungeon stuff, we can just make a ton of really strong weapons, which is nice. Hey, bud. Nerd. Yeah, you come here. Knock them flat on their back. Make them weak. A little bit of parkour. Actually, let's. I like crow feather. Hello. It's a special trick. You come pick up the King Coldblood, but on your way back, an enemy appears. Luckily, he makes himself very easily backstabbable, so I don't know what the point of that was. It's an ambush that relies on you never peeping that enemy is in there. So we could go in here, and in here is a lever that will open the way forward. We're actually gonna have to loop back around. My apologies. Because there is a second doorway that we could go into. As you can see, pulling that library, or that bookcase finishes the ladder. But there's a second section of ghosts that we can get into and get a couple more fun dress-up items. You can still hear the crying of the ghost ladies. This is the room where they are. There's a new form of ghost lady. A headless ghost lady. She screams very loudly. She's also much weaker. If you get caught up in her scream, it locks you in place. And then it causes any nearby ghost ladies to try and rush you, and they'll do a really strong grab move, like these ones are trying to do right now, but they got caught on chairs. But it does big damage. It's like a big grab move where they stab you over and over again. It hurts. So you want to kill the headless ones really fast. Haha, crying. Why don't you smile, sweaty? Teehee. Alright, let's go open up this chest. Oh, headless one. No. 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 No, please. No, thank you. Well, luckily I don't think her cry reached any of the others. I cleared all of them out. Ba 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 bum. Give. Knight outfit. Look at us. Fancy boy. Fancy boy with the fancy clothes. Where's the knight trousers slash dress? Where are they? There they are. Fancy Hoker. Ugh, ugh, you're interrupting the girls' night. Don't you love it when you drop into the girls' night by accident and then the one with the decapitated head summons her eldritch power to hold you in place so that all the girls can stab you? Ugh. Just don't interrupt girls' night, bro. Jeez, so rude. Can't believe Hoker interrupted our girls' night. We were just vibing in the library, crying softly to ourselves. Also another magic item we can't use. The real girls' night is going out and crying softly in a corner at a library. In close proximity to your girlfriends. Oh no. This is truly tragic. Hoker is so rude, isn't he? Hoker is very inconsiderate. Do you know how many people he's murdered? Ugh, just so rude. Warm blood to gemstone. Girls' night for girls only, thank you. You! Give me the goodies. Yes! I think that is like we're just one chunk over what we needed to get the next upgrade on Sock Lever. And then we're gonna have to find a new chunk source. I know that you can use Chalice dungeons to farm infinite blood chunks. Anti-Hoker Knight. And if you're gonna stop by, at least bring snacks. Does Hoker even got any good snacks on him? He's got the blood of the Lady of the Night. Got some sedatives. Some elixir. Some oil. Is oil a snack? He's got a lot of blood on him. Some madman's an umbilical. Now that's a snack right there. Hold on. I spoke too soon. He does got a snack on him. He's got that umbilical cord, baby. That's enough eyes on the inside for the whole family. That's truly a feast of the mind. Hello, gargoyle. Oh no, it's a gargoyle with red eyes and he has more health. I guess I'll just have to backstab him. Scary. Oh no, two more gargoyles have appeared. I'm truly living in fear at this moment. We got him, boys. And we also got the last piece of the night outfit. It's a little ponytail put on Hoker's green hair. We're a fancy boy now. Look at us, just being all fancy and whatnot. Look at us go. Beep boop bop. Bop 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 beep. Beep beep boop bop. Bop beep beep. Okay. Are you ready for the boss fight of Castle Canehurst? Very spooky boss fight. Ooh. There's an item here, isn't there? Yes. Bold Hunter's Mark, just in case you want to bail out of the boss fight. Was there one other item? No, it doesn't seem like it. Hoker, so stunning, so beautiful. Boss fight time. Ooh, boss fight. Eating Great One's umbilical cords is the true liberal agenda. Oh no, this is the future liberals want. Eyes on the inside. Cursed. You okay, Granddad? Need a hand? No, no, he's got it. He's got it. I like that you can watch him limp. He's limping, but as he walks, he gets less and less limp until he's just sort of walking like normal. Uh-oh. He coming. Martyr Ligarius. Remember that guy talked about Master Ligarius, who went to kill the Vile Bloods at Canehurst. This is the martyr. He killed the Vile Bloods here. Oh, how is that not a backstab? Woo! I tried to parry that way too late. Please die, martyr. Backstab. Oh, just give me the backstab, Ligarius. I want it so bad. Oh, that's not bad. No punish, though. Ah! Ooh. Please, Ligarius. I beg you. Just die. Uh-oh. That still hit me! Oh, I was sitting there so confidently, thinking I was out of his range. I was not. Oh, right. He has the stupid wind aura now. Ugh. You can't parry him anymore. You can't shoot him either. All your bullets fly away. It's very annoying. Also, he's very aggressive now. Which would be perfect if I could parry him, but you can't. You cannot parry Ligarius when he has the wind. Unless you like to barrel stuff him, which is not comfy. It's not comfy parrying posture. I think maybe a blunderbuss would have more luck. You see my bullet just curves away. God, it's annoying. You're annoying, Ligarius. You exist to pester me. Oh, I should have restocked blood vials before I did this, huh? Uh-oh. Don't do that. That, when he puts his sword down, it will just conjure an infinite rain of swords until you break it. Not very Gucci of you. Stop. Stop doing that. You absolute villain. Where did you go? How is that not a backstab? Oh, I'm so annoyed at the backstabs. Oh, just let me have it. Just give it to me. I want it so bad. I'm almost out of blood vials. I'm gonna stop backstabbing and just take my hits where I can get them. Oh, I forgot he can mix up into the sword. stupid Ligarius. You suck. You're a big sneaky nerd and I don't like you. Got him. Where's the shake off dust emote? Easy, first try, boys, first try. Almost dead, but first try. I don't like that Grandpa can do the big jumps. Dude, Grandpa's got some legs on him. Hoker the king now. Hold your head up, king, your crown is slipping. The Crown of Illusions, one of the precious secrets of Canehurst. The old king's crown is said to reveal illusions and expose a mirage that hides a secret. And so Ligarius donned the crown of his own volition, determined to prevent a single soul from stumbling upon the vile secret. What visions did he see, sitting serenely upon his new throne? Perhaps we'll see these illusions as king. Hoker the king. It's got a lot of the gems in it. Hoker wins again. There's a whole extra part of this tower that was hidden. Cute he is. This is truly a horse moment. More statues. As you can see, there is blood like everywhere in this room. Especially around the throne where she is. And that is because, one, they killed the king when they came here to murder the Vile Bloods. But also, Queen Annalise cannot be killed. She's immortal. I need to find all the items that are back here. I think there's 2. I think there's just like a drop somewhere on the ground, and then there's the letter, right? Whatever, I guess it's just the letter then. An unopened summons. So we got our Canehurst summons with our address on them inside Yosefika's clinic, but there's this one, an old sealed summons. It's an invitation to Canehurst, but it's not known, and it has no addressee on it. But we can kneel before the queen.
Moon-scented hunter. I am Annalise, Queen of Castle Canehurst. Ruler of the Vile Bloods, and sworn enemy of the Church.
Oh.
Yet our people are murdered, and we are prisoner to this wretched mask. What is it thou art in search of?
Swear oath of the Vile Bloods.
An odd hunter thou art indeed. We've tired of these piteous knights share in our plight, and take oath against the Church. If thou wouldst this path walk,
Based Annalise.
I prithee, partake of my rotted blood. Very well, drink deep of our
We gotta get the good juice.
the spreading corruption burn. Now thou art too a vile blood, we too, the very last on this earth.
Cool. I don't think without playing online that we can progress that covenant like at all. But we got a new badge, which is important. And we also got a new covenant. It's a PvP covenant though, so good luck getting anywhere with it. We'd have to like grind like 20 PvP matches, and I don't know if there's enough like active PvPing that I can do that in any reasonable amount of time, so I won't. I just shan't. Okay. There we go. Yeah, I was right, we were just one off from, or one above what we needed to upgrade the saw cleaver. We still don't have a good, like, gym to slot in for attack for our crescent slot. We have this cursed blood gemstone that we got from that winter lantern in the Nightmare Frontier down in the swamp. And it's a really, like, it's an 11% attack boost, but I don't like the beast attack down. Especially since the saw cleaver is good against beasts. I guess 11% is better than a 5% against beasts. So it's a net damage up. I'll take it. We'll find a better crescent gem when we start doing chalice nonsense. So that was Castle Canehurst. If we take a little peek-see. Oh, I mean, yeah. Probably like Upper Murgo's Loft, and then Nightmare Frontier is probably where most all the PvP is happening. Let's see. So there's a new weapon on offer, the Shikage, which is that same blood weapon that the Bloody Crow used. The rifle spear is here from when we picked up that badge from Jura, the guy with the minigun. The stake driver is here. It's a really weird weapon. The boom hammer from the DLC, and then a couple other weapons that we've already seen. Ludwig's rifle is here. I don't know if we talked about that. It's a weird one. Evelyn is here now. And now there is the Canehurst set, which is like this weird, thin silver armor that's actually really cool, and I really like the look of, but like, it's mad expensive. I love the look of like the Canehurst outfit. Actually, if you noticed, or I guess if you note now, the Bloody Crow of Canehurst was wearing Canehurst armor except for their chest, which was the signature crow feather garb of like Eileen's like order of Hunter of Hunters. This is what the Bloody Crow dressed like. I'm curious. Now we are Knight Hoker, but we are King Knight Hoker. He's royalty.
Welcome. Very well.
Let's see. We hit what, hard cap strength at 50, right? 50 strength is the. Oh, hey, nobody.
Farewell, good hunter. May you.
I think is the hard cap 45 or is it 50 for Bloodborne? Because I think soft cap we already hit at about like 25, and then I want to reach hard cap on strength and then just dump it all into the health bar. Let's see. We've finished Canehurst all the way through. We got the upgraded saw cleaver, which I think means we're ready to do Upper Cathedral Ward. It's not... Ebrietis is not going to be easy with +8. I normally do her with +9, +10. Because she is not easy. All I see is Hoker hair. But I will attempt, because normally I can first try or second try Ebrietis. If I'm feeling extra saucy.
There's something wrong with me.
So she's having a real bad time tonight. Everyone is kind of having a real bad time.
Ah, you've been very ill again.
Oh, also she's back with more sedatives. I got my share of woes. Give me more of those sedatives. Are you out? Wow, she only managed to find one. She's gonna go out again in search of more sedatives for us. Hoker. Oh no! Oh, the motion blur does not do Hoker's face any favors. We have to climb the church workshop tower. Luckily, we're like disgustingly powerful for these enemies, so we can really just plow right through it. Excusez-moi. He's such a handsome young man. That Hoka. What a handsome young man. I'm hoping we can pick up a couple more blood vials on this run. I think it's mostly just gonna be blood bullets. Because those enemies that drop bullets, they sure do drop them often. King Hoker cannot be stopped by puny mortal weapons. Grandpa in the wheelchair with the giant rifle always falls off for me. I never like get him to stay up on the ledge. Yes. Hello, flamethrower man. More bullets. Honestly, this isn't a bad run to make bullets. If you need like a lot of quicksilver bullets, these enemies drop a lot of quicksilver bullets. I have to break them all. Like, it's not even something I can choose. I just have to break all of the... yes. Yes. Yes! Okay. I'm satisfied. So remember, Upper Cathedral Ward is like where the choir and all the other spooky boys are. And things are getting real weird up here at Upper Cathedral Ward. There's this thing with like weird wings and suction cups on its face. It needs to, whatever it is, it's gotta die. There's no two ways about it. This is like the bastion of the church up here. But these are much stronger versions of the church enemies that we were seeing in normal Cathedral Ward. Much stronger. Also, there's these weird freaking baby things. Also, they cause a lot of really fast frenzy buildup, which is annoying. All frenzy buildup is annoying. You know why you gotta kill them quick. How dare they? Oh, my dog has entered the room. Hello, baby. Okay, bye-bye, puppy. She's opened the door to the room and she just walked right past me. Where are you going? So she's like sniffing around like she's looking for something. No, there's nothing to find here, baby. No, pup. She's looking at me now. What? Do you need something? What's going on, sweet dog? Oh, she's just... Is she just gonna hang out? I think she might just hang out for a little bit. What a sweet puppy. Oh, are you leaving now? Okay, she's leaving. Bye-bye, baby. She is a good dog. Very sweet dog. Do we have any dog people in chat? Anyone a big dog fan rather than... I know I got a cat fan in chat. Nobody better stay silent on this conversation because I know that she's a cat person. Do I have any dog people? Puppy. Devaton, what kind of dog is it? My dog is called Nilla, and she is a little Bichon Frise. She's a little lap dog. She's very sweet. Devaton, do you have any dog? Yeah, Bichon Frises are very cute. They're like tiny. They're like pure white fur, and they're like super fluffy. And luckily, they're not like unlike other small lap dogs. They're slightly bigger. They're a little bit more like corgi sized, and they're not like tiny hell beasts like a Chihuahua. Miniature dogs are always like, it's either they're like little, they're very sweet, or they're just absolute monsters. You know what I mean? Feels like there's like a real dichotomy of one or the other. Also, we get the choir outfit, which means we get church Hoker, who go to church and read his Bible, but is also the king. King Hoker. Long may he reign. Oh hey, a fun item. I wonder if anything bad will happen when I try to touch it. Oh, it seems like nothing bad happened. Oh! Oh. So these are blue-eyed dogs. They're only in this area of Cathedral Ward, if I remember correctly. It's just this one area that has this one blue-eyed dog. It's weird. I don't know why it's this way. This place is also where I like to farm bloodstone chunks, but I think I actually recently discovered a better way to farm bloodstone chunks. Because there are more werewolf enemies. And werewolf enemies have a really good drop rate for bloodstone chunks. Door is locked. Only one way forward. Towards the totally not wolf-covered chandelier. Oh no. Could it be that there were wolves on that chandelier? I should flee. Run away from the large doggies. Into this doorway. They should follow me up here. There they are. So this is the chunk farm. Is you just do this and you kill them all. Because they do have these blue-eyed ones do have a chance to drop bloodstone chunks, but the chance is low. So, make that what you will. Ow! Getting them through the wall. But I recently learned that there is an interesting technique you can do in chalice dungeons called false depth chalices, where you can conjure like really difficult challenges as like a first level chalice. And you can get like really good rewards, but the fights are really tough. And there is a second technique called oh, I forget what the name of it is, but it's you can create a chalice using certain glyphs that has a really, like, you use a really deep chalice, but it creates like a depth 1 level enemies, but they have like max depth loot pools, so you can farm like a really easy pig boss. And it drops like bloodstone chunks as a guaranteed drop, and you can just keep remaking the chalice over and over again. It's pretty good from what I understand. This isn't best emote. Yeah, that's locked. We need to get the key for that. That's the continuation of the area. Also, how you guys like a thin hallway with a brain sucker in it? Burn. Burn, please. I need to upgrade Hunter's Torch to do that, to Bloodsuckers. Oh, I was really lucky that that did not hit me. Cosmic Eye Watcher badge. No, Cosmic Eye Watcher badge gives us a lot of like weird stuff as well. Brain sucker. I don't think to date we've seen a brain sucker grab attack, which is lucky. but you never know. Oh, hi Willow! Welcome to the stream. We're exploring Upper Cathedral Ward. Ooh, there's a shambling beastie in here. Give me your goo, my son. Uh-oh, brain sucker moment. Bloodstone chunks. I want that. I'm a chunk boy. What, 54 damage on my weapon? Oh god, almost got caught. Wow, the torch does actually do better damage than my weapon. What about thrust damage? Oh, thrust damage hits very hard. You cannot ignore thrust damage from the sword. That's very convenient, actually, because we have to go through a lot of brain suckers. Also, the ambiance for this area is... it's unsettling in, like, just the right way. Blue elixir. Ooh, a blindfold. The last item of the church set has been found. Now we can don the full outfit of the choir, which includes a blindfold. Hoker. Church Hoker. The Hoker of God. Open up a shortcut. Get a pearl slug. Finish off. I think there are 2 more brain suckers. And they're positioned in a way that it's meant to be like a team fight. Actually, we're gonna do a blue elixir. The blue elixir makes you see through, which makes it easier to sneak up and finish off one of the blood suckers or brain suckers early before we fight the second one. That's the most annoying thing they do, by the way. Orphanage key. Important critical item that we have that. Open this door and let's get the best emote in the game. Best gesture. There it is. We have it. The best gesture in the game. Truly revolutionary stuff. I thought there was a second item up here. I might be wrong though. Yeah, it looks like I was wrong. I always think there's like a floor item lurking somewhere just beyond my sight or remembrance. The orphanage of tall children with very large heads. It's true. I have to check out the children orphanage. Open the door. And the best part is we get a shortcut that takes us right back out to the lamp. So unless we truly choose to, we don't even have to go back into that dark room. Alright. Let's check out what this orphanage place is. Oh! It's one of those alien things. Oh no! boss fight time. The Celestial Emissaries. This boss is really weird. Because there are a lot of enemies here, but only one of them is the boss. And it is this one right here. That one is the boss. It's the only one that doesn't attack. Is the actual Celestial Emissary. God, jeez. They're all clumped up. I need them spread out. Spread out, please. Spread out, please. Clear way for the actual emissary, if you would. Clear way. You're mine. Celestial Emissary. And then we get to phase 2, where it becomes a big boy. Oh jeez, he's big, he's real big, chat. Looking dummy thick. He's got that giga mind over there. Oh, you're a villain, alright. Just not a super one. The only real super villain here is Hoker. Uh-oh, he's growing tendrils. Put him down. Got him. Celestial Emissary is a weird boss. Break glass. I do actually need to... I will need all 20 blood vials for Ebrietas. No, we need a lot more chunks to actually get to +9. So it'll have to be good enough. I need some bolt paper. I don't think there's any resistances that I need. Go back to the Lumen Flower Garden, and we can do Ebrietas. Here is one of the final and strongest of the arcane items, which is a Call Beyond. It's the... I don't remember if you guys recall the NPC hunter in Bergenworth, but that's the spell that they used, was a Call Beyond. And if you remember the Madman's Knowledges that we've been picking up, is that you can see that the shape sort of resembles a Call Beyond. It's sort of glowing form. I'm going to send the elevator back up because I do not believe I can first try Ebrietas. There she is. Ah, I thought you could get damaged during that. You cannot. Oh, come on. I need big damage. Need big damage while I still have the bolt paper. Oh, come on. The last thing I do is want to get caught in front of her where all her tentacles can hit me. Because her hits hurt, but she can hit you like 3 times on every swing. It can get quite bad quite quickly. She's going to phase 2. Now phase 2 is really annoying. She gets a couple new attacks, but most importantly, she has a ringing aura around herself which does damage over time. So my health is just being constantly drained, as you can see. And it's not slow. It's a very appreciable health drain. So I just need to stay on her side, and I need to hit her with big... Uh-oh. She's using a Call Beyond. Whoa, that was close. No, not a head stomp. Oh, ouch, 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 ouch. Oh, jeez. Oh, that charge attack is almost impossible to avoid. Oh. The hitbox for it is just so big. Yes, we got a limb cripple on the arm. Yes! Oh! God, that is a scary boss. Great is Chalice, which is the last one that we need. Also, there's an altar here that we can't use yet, but it's here. Woof. We came in with 20 and we leave with 9 blood vials. The first try Ebrietas. I honestly didn't think I would. I usually like die once or twice before I get it. The worst one is, I think there's an Ebrietas at the bottom of the Is Chalice. That Ebrietas is much harder. Much harder. It's gonna be very painful to do. We don't really need anything from the Insight shop. Oh, right. Jura's outfit is here. We never got it. Gonna go back to Night King Hoker. Let's get a little strength, a little health. I think sounds good. 6 levels. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Split it even. Oof. That's upper. That's that. So what's left on the checklist? We have the Chalice, which is going to be its own stream. I think now we go back and we finish Yharnam. Yes, because we need lecture building 2nd floor. And then we need Mensis, and then it's DLC, and that's a run. I think so. I think that's everything. Unless someone remembers a side area I have not done. Yeah, I think it's Yharnam. We want the chapel. Luckily, we get to do 1 Reborn, a boss fight, which is dummy easy now, after Ebrietas, which is very hard. Ebrietas boss fights is it's a rough time. It's a rough time fighting Ebrietas. But, luckily, 1 Reborn, 1 Reborn I'm confident that I can first try. Especially since we have a pretty nicely leveled health bar. Because we're such a strength build that we don't have to put points in anything else. Yep, nope, we haven't even gotten to Mensis yet. We're probably gonna do Mensis, and then we're gonna do DLC. And then next stream will be the Chalice stream, because now we have all of them. At least all the main ones. So the Chalice stream is going to be us going through all the main chalices and then doing a little bit of the old glyph cheating. I mean, it's not cheating; it's just a game mechanic, but a little bit of the like exploits that you can use chalices for. So we can using the chalice dungeons, we can make infinite blood rocks. Just with a depth 1 chalice and the right code, you can just make infinite blood rocks. It's really quite broken. It's very busted, but we can just make infinite. At least I'm under the impression that you can make infinite by recreating the chalice over and over again. Now we get to see the rest of Yharnam, because we came here before, when we got kidnapped by the Snatcher, but we never got to see all of it. Also, hello, box monsters. Isn't that fun? There are new enemies out and about. There are more blood villagers here now. When we picked up this item, I mentioned that it would make sense if this item right here was guarded. I think it's just like a mid-level like blood spot. But it's supposed to be guarded by those enemies. But if you go to the early Yharnam, there's just no enemies there because there's no bell-ringing ladies to conjure them. Also, I think that this shortcut is available now? Yes, remember before this shortcut wasn't available, but now we can send this elevator up. It goes all the way up to the Yharnam first lamp. I never really... It's a weird shortcut because there's literally a lamp that is closer to this area than that shortcut, which is weird. I don't know what the point of it is. I would rather just go to the chapel and then just walk down here than start all the way over. Those box things, these like weird like flesh mimic boxes they're really easy to like stun lock, but they are really dangerous if you let them hit you. A lot of the game's ending enemies are like that. They're like really dangerous if they can get a swing in, but if you catch them off guard when they're not attacking, you can just sort of power them down, which is nice. It's convenient. Makes them tricky in groups though. Ow! That attack hit like 4 times. Oof. Hurts big. Also, there are these weird fire things. You can burn enemies in them and then like the fire goes out. I don't know what the point of it is though. It literally doesn't seem to serve any functional mechanical purpose, these glowing fires. You can burn on them and then they go out eventually after they do enough damage. Also, there's the amygdalas clutching to the roofs everywhere. They're all over the place. Remember down here we got the Yharnam Black set, and I mentioned how it was odd that there are all these dead worshippers, like at this one door. Dead worshippers who I believe are actually in church garb. So clearly this is wherever Mensis was doing its dark ritual that we have to stop. Ow, forgot about that. So we are going to scramble all the way up here. So I want to take care of that guy. Frankenstein's werewolf over here. I don't think Frankenstein, these like body part werewolves drop bloodstone chunks. It'd be nice if they did, though. It's always nice to have enemies you can farm for chunks, since chunks do not drop nearly as often, or don't have as many, nearly as many world spawns as like the twin bloodstones. Boom. A flesh werewolf dead. Garden more chunkies. Oh no, that's a tempering damp blood gem. I actually think that that's an upgrade to our current blood gems. So some of these shamblers are projectile enemies. Like you can see, they pulse up and they like fire like a blood bolt. It's rather annoying since it actually does quite a fair bit of damage. I can't believe that still hit me. Hitboxes! Bloodborne! Welcome. Another enemy with just a ridiculous hitbox. It's so annoying. Okay, there we go. It's so nice when you can just rush him down. There's the bath teleport, but I'm not going to use it because it annoys me and doesn't really serve a function. Like if you come up here, there's like these baths, and if you touch the bath, it'll teleport you to a different bath. It's also in the area. Have you played The Witcher? I have. I beat The Witcher 3, and I think currently I'm doing New Game Plus on Death March difficulty. Was the last thing that I did in The Witcher. I never actually finished my playthrough of New Game Plus on Death March, but I got pretty far. I also made a super broken build in The Witcher 3, so makes Death March a cakewalk. The Witcher is fun, though. I've not played The Witcher 1 or 2. I'm not sure if I want to. I hear that while they are interesting, they're not super great, like, to play, if that makes sense. Like, they're incredibly interesting games, and I'm pretty sure they have decent stories, but, like mechanics of them are a little obtuse and weird, and not super fun. But The Witcher 3 is really fun to play. I wish it had, because the funnest part of The Witcher 3 is the fighting, and I wish that there was a way to do a lot more fighting in that game, but I don't know. It feels like you run out of, you constantly need new areas to go to like fight bandits and stuff. Which is why New Game Plus is nice for The Witcher, because you get to keep all your cool garbage. Uh-oh. It's a bad time up in the portal that they've summoned. Oh, you know, just coming out of the slime sphere, you know how it be. So this boss fight is the one reborn. Like, the game never explains what the one that is being reborn is. Like, there's not even, like, lore clues for it. Because normally a lot of Souls games, or From Software games, the lore is told through, like, item descriptions or one-off dialogue and stuff like that. There's really nothing for the One Reborn. It's weird. It has a very provocative name that feels like it would be lore important, but it just never comes up. So people constantly speculate, but I don't know how founded any of their evidence is. So in the One Reborn boss fight, these Bell ladies will constantly heal the One Reborn as long as they're not dead. So first half of the fight is you walk up on the railings and you kill all the Bell ladies. And then you do this. You buff your weapon, you walk to this one spot on the One Reborn, and then you just start hitting him. You cripple a limb, you walk up to his face, and you hit him more. You cripple the face, he gets knocked down, you hit him more. Go to the other limb, cripple that one. Oh, hold on, I gotta get this other limb crippled. Cripple that one, his face comes down, hit it more. That's the One Reborn. The One Reborn is actually a really tough boss fight if you attempt to fight it, like, head on. Like, if you attempt to, like, actually, like, stay at a sort of medium distance and let the One Reborn throw attacks out that you dodge, he's actually quite a tricky boss fight. But, I mean, if you just walk up to his middle section and hit him on the leg, it'll break. And then you just walk up and you hit his head, and while you're hitting his head, you'll probably end up hitting his arm, and then that'll break, and then you hit his head more, and then you hit the other arm until it breaks, and then you hit his head more and he's dead. Or you can just stick to that little middle section, because none of his attacks can actually hit you, and just wail on it, but it doesn't do as much damage. Touch the mummy or in the room of all the people with cages on their heads. The power of cheese. The cheese is just doing a lot of damage. And normally I like to do One Reborn with like a +9 weapon. So, usually you do it even faster, which is nice. We're actually one chunk away. So, welcome back to the lecture hall. We're actually on the second floor now. Gouda cheese. Second floor lecture hall. There's a lot of really important items here. We need to swing back around to Yosefka's clinic for one final item. There's a nice sedative in here. There's a goo boy on the ceiling, but he's at the exit instead of the item. Really turning it around on you. I love Gouda. I don't feel like I've ever eaten Gouda cheese. I've eaten several kinds of cheese, but I don't know if I've ever eaten Gouda cheese. Wow, that is a long hitbox. Like, it lasts for a while after he swings. That's interesting. Right, this door. This is the one, right? Which is the one? No, this is the wrong one. This is like the side exit to the... Dang it. I'm looking for the one that has the piece I need. Because I want to get all 4 pieces. It's for the flex of it. The nameless moon presence, beckoned by Lawrence and his associates. And then just the word pale blood. This is... Is this where it is? 3 third chords. This is the part of the game where it tells you how to get the third secret ending. Is that you need 3 third umbilical cords. And we have one, if you remember, from going down to the workshop. Really early on in the game, we got one of the third umbilical cords. But we need 2 more, and there's a total of 4 in the game that you can get. So we need 2 more thirds. And I know that 1 third is inside the second floor of the lecture hall. A foreshadowing, lol. Yeah, the moon presence is the last thing we do. We're gonna do all the DLC before we do Gurman. Master Willem was right. Evolution without courage will be the ruin of our race. I'm not a blue cheese fan, but I do like aged cheese. I've not had the opportunity to eat a lot of different kinds of cheeses. Who knows, maybe I'll look into the varieties of the cheeses when I have spare time. It's in one of these rooms. I know it is. There's a third umbilical cord in the lecture hall. I'm so certain of it, because I remember there's the boss. Oh, there might not be one in lecture hall. Because there's one in Mincis, there's one at Odin Chapel, there's one in Yosefka's, and there's one at the waking version of the Hunter's Dream, the Hunter's Workshop. So is there not actually one? Oh man. Every time I play through Bloodborne, I always think that there is another third umbilical cord inside the second floor lecture hall, but I don't think that there is. Because you get one from Murgo's Wet Nurse. You get one from there's 4, but I don't think that one of them is in here. Why do I always think that there is? It's weird that I'm under the impression that there is one. Because I feel like I've thought that many times. That exact thought has come into my brain. There's a third umbilical cord in the second floor of the lecture hall, but there isn't. There isn't one. Why do I think that, chat? Aged Havarti. Ooh. Also, there's a church giant, but instead of a weapon, they just have 2 flaming punchers. They just they fight you just by trying to beat you up with their hands. It's pretty cool. They're really tough though. That's why, like, the limb system... Okay, hold on. I need to preface this by explaining what I'm talking about, because I was just about to start speaking, and I was, like, thinking something for, like, 10 seconds, and I was just about to start explaining 10 seconds into my own thought. So, earlier, when we fought the One Reborn, you saw how, like... arachnophobia warning, by the way. You saw that, big arachnophobia warning. We saw that there was... Spider-Man. We saw that whenever you attack a certain enemy's limbs, they get, like, when you destroy them, they, like, have a stagger. I just think that's really cool. It makes boss fights really interesting.
Oh, this cannot be. You cannot be.
This is the spider guy who pushed us off a cliff in Nightmare Frontier.
Lord Amygdala?
Yeah, I killed it.
How did this come to pass?
Beg for life.
Now, wait just a moment. Do you think ill of me? Me?
Not at all. Water under the bridge when you pushed me into a swamp.
I shared with you a thing most secret. Now you're witness to a miracle, and all the stronger for it. You should appreciate it if you've a grain of gratitude in you. Appreciate it.
Thanks, bud. You probably shouldn't kill him. He can actually appear as a merchant in Chalice dungeons, but all of his things are outrageously overpriced.
Trifling. We're fast friends by now. Let this express what words cannot. Oh, doubt me not, sweet compeer. What is friendship but a chance encounter?
God, he's the worst. He sucks. I would kill him in every version of the game that I played, if not for the fact that I need him. Any unopened... I think we've gotten everything. Yeah, I think we've cleaned the lecture hall out of all of its items. Black Mesa just said, I just wanted to say, seeing everyone's artwork on Twitter and watching you play a game influenced by Berserk definitely made my day better. Oh, yes, of course. I suppose I should depart the news. It's something to talk about as we begin our exploration of the Nightmare of Mensis. By the way, when I set out to give arachnophobia warnings, the thing I was thinking about was the Nightmare of Mensis. If any of you are familiar with Bloodborne. I don't have arachnophobia, but that room terrifies me. So, if I don't know who knows what the manga Berserk is. Some of you might be familiar with the anime adaptations of it. So Berserk has been running for like, it's been running almost since the 80s, hasn't it? Like the manga. The manga of Berserk has been running for a very, very long time. And in the recent couple of years, the manga has been on hiatus. Also, we can get invaded here for a very long time. Like new editions haven't been getting put out because the mangaka who draws Berserk goes on hiatus pretty often, and occasionally will release new chapters of Berserk, and it's a shame because he has a truly like captivating story in Berserk, and he has really gorgeous art, like incredibly gorgeous line art. The mangaka who draws and writes Berserk, and he's rightfully become like very famous for Berserk because of all the wonderful work he puts in. But he very recently passed away, which is really sad. He passed away, and the manga of Berserk is unfinished. And it had been on hiatus for like a very long time. I think that fans had gone like years between releases of new chapters sometimes. So it's a real shame. But he unfortunately passed away, I think yesterday or 2 days ago. Also, there's a glowing light that fills us with frenzy in the Nightmare of Mensis. It's really a terrible shame, but he did recently pass away, and he left his sort of his magnum opus unfinished when he died. So that is what Black Mesa, I believe, is referring to. And he is right. A lot of the Souls series does take a lot of inspiration from Berserk. If we ever play Dark Souls on the channel, you can. It's a lot more obvious in that game. Obviously, a lot of like the twisted monster designs of Bloodborne take inspiration from the angels, as Guts refers to them. What does he refer to the demons as in Berserk? I think he calls them angels, right? It was made public today, but he passed on the 6th. Yeah, it's pretty sad. But like there are whole like weapons, there are whole characters in Dark Souls that are just straight down references to Berserk. The entire Artorias of the Abyss boss fight is just one big Berserk reference. And it's a shame because he really was something of a legend. So it always feels nice to go back and play Bloodborne, because there's a lot of cool stuff that references like his work and the fiction of like Guts into Berserk and stuff. It's really cool that even if he isn't able to work on his mangaka and share his creative vision with the world, that a lot of what he made still lives on in other people's work. Hey Francisco, we're talking about the death recently of one of the world's most famous mangaka or manga artist. The man who made Berserk died recently. And we were talking about how his work has influenced Dark Souls and Bloodborne, both in its like practical stuff, like there are weapons and characters in Dark Souls that are straight up like Berserk references, but there are also like a lot of like design inspiration for like monsters and stuff. It feels very much inspired by him, so it's a real shame. But luckily we get to enjoy games like Bloodborne that draw a lot of weird influence from people like Lovecraft and cosmic horror, but games like Dark Souls draw a lot of inspiration from stuff like Berserk, which is cool. So, it's nice. It was actually incredibly annoying that I died there, by the way. That was like the one spot I really didn't want to die in. Because I really did not want one of these guys to become infested with blood echoes. Because now I have to get it out of their grimy corpses. And of course, naturally, they all are filled with maggots and release said maggots when they die. Which is annoying. I'm gonna lure them over here to the frenzy, so that the frenzy will kill them and I don't have to bother. Ow. Fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. Gosh dang it. I hate the, like, jump attack. Frenzy. Ah, frenzy is so painful. You ever, like, fight an enemy and you're like, how long is your aggro range? The worst thing is that unless you kill these enemies with fire, they spew more of these super annoying maggots out. God, these maggots are annoying. One of the suckiest enemies. Go away. Go back to your spawn. Let the frenzy kill you. Frenzy is weird because it affects enemies differently than it does... way differently than it does people or players. Because with Frenzy, it builds up, and whenever Frenzy fills, it's just a huge chunk of damage. It's like 80% of your health bar just gets taken off. But with enemies, it does like a really rapid drain. It's odd. It's weird that that Frenzy functions like 100%. It's a whole different mechanic for enemies than players. Because Bloodborne games are From Software games are never like that. It's important to them that enemies and players function on the same set of rules. So like enemies can get poisoned and people can get poisoned or get bleed or stuff like that. Not so with Frenzy. It's different. I wonder why. Maybe because like the 80% hit would be too strong. We need to take care of all these boulder guys though. Because we're about to enter into the cursed room. The forbidden... through those doors is the most cursed room in all of Bloodborne, and I stand by that. It's the worst one. It's the worst room in Bloodborne. It makes me like crawl in my skin. So it'll be fun. We have fun here, chat. Also, whenever we hit another lamp, might be a good idea to head back to the dream and power level our saw cleaver to +9. Bloodstone chunk. Well, we have more than enough chunks now, I think, for the cleaver. And we need to find a way to farm blood rocks. Okay. Oh, hello. Welcome back, puppy. Um, I will warn you before I open this door. If you are not a fan of spiders, things are about to get really rough for you. Like, really rough. Like, incredibly rough. Like, this room sucks if you don't like spiders. It's actually truly revolting if you don't like spiders. Welcome to the spider room. Are you enjoying the spider room, chat? Oh god, ugh. Alright, let's just get this over with. Let's just get this over with. I just want this done. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to talk about what's going on. I don't want us to even acknowledge how many godforsaken spiders are in this room. Oh god, oh god. They all need to go. Oh, I don't like them. I so deeply hate them. I don't like this big one. The big one is tough. It's like a mini boss almost. I don't know why it is this way. God, I hate them. Is that other one that I hit gonna come up here? Also, the bell ringing woman is here. I don't like that they attack with their gross legs. Where's the heavy duty flamer, brother? Get the heavy flamer, brother. We must purge these villains. These scum. Bell ringing woman has been silenced. Nope, I actually don't even think yeah, she's too far away. I can't hit her. Oh, I hate the spiders in this room. Oh, I hate them, and there's only one way to exit. You have to walk directly underneath the big spider, and she come down. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Spiders don't make noise. They don't have vocal cords. Ow! Oh my god, the big spider has so much reach. Now we have to kill her. The big one. Look at how giant her hitbox is. Look how stupid that is. Are you kidding me? Woo! Please go away! You know what? I actually don't know whether or not the big spider respawns because I never enter this room twice. Also, the walls are like covered in like weird, gross spider egg things. Ugh, ugh, ugh. This whole room is just a bad time. But it's done now. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. We're free. We're free. We're free. No more. No more. No more spider. Feels good. Also, we have to make the baby be quiet. That's our goal, is to make baby be quiet. Here's an NPC hunter. He's a scholar. He's got the student outfit on. Oh, that's a big hit on Ebrietis. Oh man, he does a lot of damage. Jesus Christ! That is so much damage on the rosemary thing. Oh my god. I didn't even know you could. I don't even think you can actually get that much realistic damage out of that weapon. Good Christ. You want to fight with big swords? I got the biggest sword of all right here. Big sword. Best strength weapon in the game, baby! No equal. We got a chest over here. I have no idea what's in it. I forgot. Clang. Oh no. Not the like, what was it, the 2018 Berserk remake with the clang sound. Oh god. Oh no. The sound design of that sword was so bad. I hate that clang sound. Also, this nightmare is populated by these, like, strange fellows. We are going to take a shortcut, though. We're going to go make our weapon +9. The compilation of YouTube of every clang. Oh, I wish I had a computer that we could stream through, because I would totally watch that with chat. Just all the clangs. Make the weapon more powerful. There's only one upgrade left to +10, and it requires a blood rock. There's actually only one blood rock in the game. Only one. There's only the one blood rock. Luckily, I think, or at least I'm surmising, I hope I'm right, that there is a way using chalices to actually really, really easily farm like an unlimited number of blood rocks.
Well, what?
Which would be very convenient for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 40. Put the rest into health.
Farewell, good. May you
because it's nice to be able to upgrade weapons to +10. There is a way to farm for blood rocks that isn't a weird chalice exploit. Oh god, she's eating her pickles, garlic, and spicy Cheetos combo. Okay, chat. No. We need to talk about this in a format in which nobody doesn't have a microphone that she can respond with. Okay, so you guys know the streamer Nobody. Almost everyone here in chat is one of her viewers. I'm sure if I was wise enough to look at the statistics of our audience overlap, it'd be 100% with Nobody. Nobody has a thing of eating an entire dill pickle, chasing the dill pickle by eating a chunk of raw garlic, and then washing it down with spicy Cheetos, and she eats all three in one flavor combination in her mouth. Is that weird? Is it weird to eat raw garlic and then put a pickle in there and then mix it up with some spicy Cheetos? Yes, it is weird, right? Thank you, Mothman's waifu. It is confusing. Who eats raw garlic? Nobody, apparently. Don't knock it till you try it. It's just, it seems very odd to eat, like, because like she's done it on camera before when like we're hanging out just in the Discord VC with all of our friends. I don't like any of those individually, so I'd have to pass on all three at once. My wife is screaming, yes, that's weird in the background. Please thank your wife for understanding my predicament. She says don't knock it till you try it, and to be fair, I would have to try eating pickle raw garlic in Cheetos in order to know whether or not I liked the taste of it. But I can surmise, as a human being, that it's probably not for me. It seems like a lot of very intense flavors, none of which I don't think pair terribly well together in one bite. It's the raw garlic for me and the hot Cheetos. Oh yeah, because I'm down for eating like hot Cheetos or like just a straight up whole dill pickle. Like I will eat either of those things just by themselves because I love pickles. Pickles are very tasty for me. And hot Cheetos are okay. I'm not much of a Cheetos fan. I don't like I don't like how crunchy they are. I like the puffy Cheetos more than the normal Cheetos. But they make the hot Cheetos, and hot Cheetos are all right. They're not like truly very spicy, but they're like just enough to be like, this is like a more interesting flavor of Cheeto. It's just it's a Cheeto that's more interesting is a hot Cheeto. But like the raw garlic is a real breaking point for me. Nobody's rationalization is that she likes the taste and also raw garlic is healthy for you. And it is, but I mean, you can cook raw garlic under a certain temperature and retain most of its health benefits. So it's like, I'm not ashamed of anything I do. This is funny to me. Sometimes it's also weird and not bad. Peanut butter and Dorito sandwiches. Oh, I could see a peanut butter and Dorito sandwich. You'd have to find the right balance, though. I wouldn't want a lot of peanut butter on a peanut butter Dorito sandwich, but I also like... I wouldn't make one if I went to my kitchen, but like I could picture eating it and it would be like, oh, this is an odd flavor combination. But I don't imagine it would be too terrible. I think the oddest, like the one like odd flavor combination I have is whenever we make mac and cheese at my house, I like to like have a little pool of ketchup somewhere on my plate. And like whenever I get a spoonful of mac and cheese, I like to put a little bit of ketchup onto the mac and cheese spoonful, and then eat it. My mom says that I'm weird for enjoying this. I say that she should try it. Because like a lot of ketchup is too sweet on mac and cheese, but just like a little bit, it adds like a weird flavor. It adds like an interesting flavor. Peanut butter and Ritz crackers are a good combo. That's true, actually. I love peanut butter and Ritz crackers. They're really good. You can make like little like peanut butter crackers with those, where like you put some peanut butter on the Ritz cracker and then you put another one on top of it, like a little sandwich. I missed an item. Whatever. And you make like a little peanut butter sandwich out of the two crackers. Make a little peanut butter cracker. It's quite good. Also, say hi to dog birds and bird dogs. These are the dog birds. They're birds with dog heads. And then this is a dog bird. It's a dog with a bird head. Peanut butter and Nutella on our tortilla is good. I don't know about the Nutella. I feel like I could see peanut butter, but I feel like when you're eating a tortilla, it's usually dry. So you'd want something kind of savory inside of it. And I feel like peanut butter, maybe the Nutella is the savory for it. That almost went so wrong. I almost just fell off the map. But I'd imagine... Oh, maybe it's the Nutella. I don't know. I feel like I might not like that. God, I just want to get inside that little cage and get that item. I'm a glutton when it comes to bread, peanut butter, and rice. I can eat them by the shovelful. Dude, fried rice is one of my favorite foods. There we go. Ooh, that's a really good gem. Dude, like shrimp fried rice is one of my favorite foods. I know that like every time I go to like every time that like I go out to like eat Asian food, people don't consider fried rice to be a full meal, but I don't know, something about shrimp fried rice, I just really love it. I don't really like tortillas unless they got taco stuff in them. Oh, I like tortillas just by themselves. I need more blood vials. Dude, like, just tortillas on their lonesome? Like, that's when I know that, like a Mexican food restaurant is, like, one I want to go back to, is when they have tortillas that are so good that I will just eat the tortilla by itself. Oh, we banned someone. What did we ban them for? I assume it was a bot. Nobody delete. I've never had someone delete something in my chat before. This is a new experience. What? I usually do that, but I much prefer bread. There's something about like a really good like flour tortilla like when it's just right and like you know that it's been handmade because like it still has sort of like that powder on it. You know what I mean? Like it's powdery. Like it has the texture of like it has like the powder from the flour of it being made and cooked still on it. And like it's really it's soft and it's very terrible. It's almost like that it's almost terrible in the way that like a parchment is. Does that make sense? Tortillas that are like parchment. Does that make sense? Am I describing the texture correctly? God, and like they're really soft and warm still. So good. So good. And a lot of the I don't eat Texas toast that often. Texas toast is good though. I enjoy Texas toast. I don't eat it super often though. Oh, I need to do a blood vial run. Ooh, I'm out of blood vials. I have 2. I have 2 healing items left in the whole game, and then I'm out. I need to refill. I can eat an entire loaf of French toast if I wanted to. Dude, French toast is good, dude. You know those, you know like Eggo, like, they sell like that like freezer stuff that like you heat up in a microwave? Like the breakfast items, like they sell like waffles and pancakes and stuff. Have you ever had like Eggo French toast? They make like Eggo French toast. And it is really good. It like splits apart into like little like French toast sticks. Dude, the French toast sticks are so good. I love those. I should get more of those so I can eat something that isn't cereal for breakfast. I should do that. Dude, I love those French toast sticks. They're so good. Oh, hold on. Let's do Yosefka. I was gonna go back to Yharnam and do a little blood farming run, because I need a ton more blood vials. God, I've realized I'm an adult. I can buy my own Eggo French toast sticks. That's true, Mothman's waifu. Now that's a romantic breakfast. You and your wife sharing Eggo French toast sticks. That's the power of adulting. That stuff's so cheap, it's a good sort of thing. Yeah, I'm a college student. I don't have any money. I have no money. It's so romantic. Hey, it's not about the food, it's about spending time with each other, you feel me? Yeah, I know Mothman's wife who feels me. Ah! Dude, Eggo microwave food is shockingly good. It's nice and it's cheap and it's better than just like eating something out of, at least like microwave foods aren't like the creme de la creme of eating, but like, man, it's nice to eat something warm for breakfast that you don't have to cook yourself, you know? Especially since cooking breakfast can take a long time. Like, I cook myself like sunny side up eggs pretty often. But like, there's only so many times I can cook myself sunny side up eggs before I want something else that is warm. Oatmeal. Oatmeal is a really good breakfast option. Do I got any oatmeal friends in chat? All food, if you heat it up, is microwave food. Put your cereal in there. Get some warm cereal. Let's go. Your wife is truly blessed, says nobody. She is. Whew. It feels so good to like one-tap these enemies. My wife unironically eats warm cereal. Okay, I was with your wife when she was talking about how weird it was to eat raw garlic. Now I might be mortal enemies with your wife because she eats warm cereal. Like, does she microwave it, or does she just like, or does she just wait for like, or does she just like wait for the milk to get warm? Or do you mean like she just eats it raw? tortillas, set them on a pan, pour brown sugar on them, and bake them against the oven. Ooh. Have you made that at the house before, Comet? She microwaves the milk and puts the milk first, then cereal. What? Okay, so like your wife measures out the milk. I assume she doesn't put the whole gallon carton into the microwave. She measures out the milk for her cereal. She microwaves it like she's gonna make like instant coffee or something, and then she pours it into a bowl first and then puts cereal in it. I think people drink warm milk as like a relaxant, but I just like drinking cold milk, like really cold milk. That is... It's weird that your wife would be like, the garlic thing is too far. How is the garlic thing too far for her? I feel like she pours the milk before cereal. How is eating raw garlic too far? I've never drunk warm milk before. I should try it sometime. I don't know if I'd like it, but I should probably try it. Try everything twice is the rule. Because if it's bad one time, it might be a fluke. You never know. Maybe like because you know you go to restaurants all the time, and sometimes you just get like a bad meal. You know what I mean? Like you get like food poisoning or something. And that's like, and then you try the dish one more time after that, and if you still don't like it, then like you know for sure that this just isn't a food for me. Ice in milk is one of the best things ever. No. You have to refrigerate the milk at a lower temperature. You don't want to put ice in it because that'll dilute the milk. My wife asked if she should pour the cereal first and then the milk and then microwave it. No, what she should do is she should pour the cereal first and then heat the milk separately and then pour the milk onto the cereal. What she should really do is pour the cereal and then pour the milk and not heat the milk at all. The way that God intended us to eat cereal. But you gotta pour the cereal first, and I wouldn't microwave the cereal. So, I mean, if she measures out the milk separately. Or, oh, I guess she pours it into the bowl. But have you had ice in your cereal? No. No, I've not put ice in cereal. I put, the only, like, bowl item I put ice into is, like, oatmeal. Like, if you, like, make oatmeal and it's a little too thick and it's also, like, it's too hot for your mouth because you just finished cooking it, you can put a piece of ice and you can mix it into the oatmeal to sort of cool it off. I just don't like putting... I don't like putting ice into stuff. Yeah, you can put a piece of ice into oatmeal and cool it. I try not to do that. Put milk in it, not ice. Have you had ice in your cereal? What do you mean? She should pour the... Because I assume that she's pouring a bowl full of milk and then microwaving that bowl and then pouring cereal into it. Which is the only practical solution to actually cooking a correct amount of milk. But it's still wild that you would cook milk for cereal. That is almost as bad as the garlic thing. Yes, milk and oatmeal if it's too thick, not ice. I agree. No, I agree with you. The ice is to cool it down. I put milk in... I make my oatmeal with milk. And then I put milk... This is something I used to do when I was like 7, and you just need to eat breakfast before school, and you need the oatmeal to be cool now, and not 5 minutes from now. You put a piece of ice in it, and it'll cool it off. But, I mean, the milk is easier. No, I agree with you. You don't... I agree that you just put milk in to cool the oatmeal. I agree. Yes. But when I was young, my mom would be like, just put a piece of ice in the oatmeal and it'll cool it down. And I was like, okay. Because if you put too much milk into oatmeal, it gets watery, and that sucks. But yeah, I always make my oatmeal with like milk, and then if it's too thick, or if it's too thick, you add a little bit of milk to dilute it back to a good consistency. I'm just telling you something that's happened in my life. I don't do it anymore. I don't put ice in my oatmeal no more. Strawberries in cereal is good, says nobody, and I'm inclined to agree with her. Bananas in cereal is something we've done at my household before. It's actually really good. Like if you have like a really fresh banana that's just finished being green, so it still has a lot of flavor in it, and you cut it into like slices, and you put it into your cereal. If your cereal is like something plain like bran flakes or something, and you put banana slices in it, it's really, it can be quite good. Strawberries in cereal is something I feel like I would enjoy, but I've never actually done. Oh wait, I need to go up the ladder. I guess I can clip this guy too. All this food talk, I'll probably make myself some French toast this week. Dude, French toast is so good. Who allows French toast to be this good? Like, French toast is just a banger breakfast. You know what I mean? God, I need to buy more microwavable Eggos, like French toast, because man, I like that, especially when the French toast like has like a really good cinnamon to it. You know what I mean? Like not enough to be like purely cinnamon, but like just enough that like when you smell it and when you eat it, you get a little bit of cinnamon in the French toast. You know what I mean? About to act up. Holy shit, nobody, please, if you make French... Also, sorry for swearing. If you do make French toast, you gotta show... Don't make French toast until I in-stream and you can share your French toast pictures. Well, make French toast, but like... Send pictures of your French toast in the Discord if you make it. Okay? I want to see the French toast. I have an important question. What cereal does your wife make? Only chocolate ones, she says, but I've seen otherwise. Chocolate cereals are good. I like Cocoa Puffs. Any Cocoa Puff stands in chat? I like Cocoa Puffs. Those slap. I used to like Cocoa Pebbles, but a couple years back they changed the recipe, and now it's like they're like they don't soften as much in the milk as they used to. And I like it. I like it when my cereal gets kind of soft. There's some cereals that I really like it crunchy, but most cereals I like to let them soak a little bit in the milk until they get sort of like that soft crunch. You know what I mean? Like until they get like a really satisfying split whenever you bite on them. It's nice. And then like stuff on like thin cereals that are sort of like bran flakes, like Fruity Pebbles, Cocoa Pebbles, I like to let them soak until they're like, they start to get, until they're not crunchy. It's really good. I used to really love Cocoa Pebbles, but after they changed the formula, it's not my thing anymore. Because it retains too much crunchiness to the point that like it's actually really annoying to eat. Like you're just like crunching on like Cocoa Pebbles, and it's like, God, this sucks. But like with Fruity Pebbles, you can like, you soak them in milk for a little bit and they're still kind of crunchy, but they're soft. It's really satisfying. I also got like a 10-pound bag of pancake mix and offer up some free pancakes over the weekend sometimes. Dude, that's awesome. Dude, making pancakes is so much fun. The one thing I want to do is, you know that stage of pancake mix where you make it into the batter and you have the batter ready right before you pour it onto like your skillet? Or I guess you could do it on a frying pan, but like on a skillet to cook the batter into an actual pancake. I've always wanted to I want to drink the batter Because like you like maybe like every once in a while when you're done, you like scrape the batter bowl with your finger and you lick it off. I want to drink it. Now, I've the personal recommendation that I've heard in relation to that is no, don't. You're gonna give yourself salmonella because there's eggs. But maybe it's worth it. You need someone to come eat those pancakes. Pancakes or waffles, but let's not get mad at each other. Oh, they're I like them both, but they're two different moods. I think I tend to favor pancakes more, especially like buttermilk pancakes. I really love me a buttermilk pancake, dude. Waffles, I like a lot of mornings. They're nice. They satisfy my brain's need to do spatial geometry. I have a weird need to coordinate things spatially in my brain. It's how I do everything. My brain sorts and organizes information by location, so I like things that are very spatially organized. So I really like eating waffles. I like it because you can fill up all of the individual squares of a waffle until they're full of syrup. And then as you eat them, you can like cut off specific squares into sections. So like whenever I eat waffles, I think the last time I ate waffles was like the Eggo waffles. They have sort of an octagon shape to them. Also, this is the cannibal guy that we sent here. He has been alienated in a literal sense, and you get the really high tier beast rune from him, which is nice. Of course, we're literally never going to use it because the beast rune is actually useless unless you're doing like the soul level 4 run, because you have to eat a beast blood pellet and then you have to hit an enemy like 50 times to build it up, but then it makes you do crazy damage. It's not worth it. Does anyone make faces out of their pancakes? Yeah. I like I got distracted from my waffle story, is I like to fill up each individual square of the waffle with syrup. Is this the correct time of night for her? It is. About to make a Hoker pancake. I don't think you can capture this level of detail and beauty in a pancake. But then I like to divide the hexagon-shaped, because the waffles I ate were hexagon-shaped. I like to divide them into quadrants and then split those quadrants into triangles that have a perfect number, so that every triangle has an equal number of squares in it, and they share half squares with each other. And that's how I like to eat waffles. I like dividing them into perfectly even shapes of squares.
Oh, nauseous. Have you found this? It's progressing. I can see things. I knew it. I'm different. I'm no beast. Oh, God, it feels awful. But it proves that I'm chosen. Don't you see?
Hoker gives me waffle vibes.
Writhe inside my head. It's rather rapturous.
Anyway. Yoink! Just take that out of her. Mine now. Describe some of the characteristics of a waffle vibe. I need adjectives here. What denotes a waffle vibe? Okay, so I talked about waffles. Pancakes. I think I have to be in a mood to eat waffles, because they're good. I like waffles, but they're kind of crunchy, and I usually like soft foods. I like buttermilk pancakes, like a lot. I don't know. I like eating pancakes both with syrup and without syrup. Have you guys ever eaten pancakes without syrup? Dude, I don't know, says nobody. Fair enough. Yeah, buttermilk pancakes are very good. The original reason was because I think it's I think there was one morning that the TV was playing like one of those channels that broadcasts really old stuff, and it was broadcasting an episode of Little House on the Prairie, and like I think as part of the intro for that TV show, or as a regular part of one of the episodes, the like mom makes pancakes, and the dad just like takes them with him when he goes to work, and he just eats them, like without syrup. So we tried that, and like we like made homemade pancakes, and we ate them without syrup, and it's really good. I like pancakes without syrup. Cold blueberry pancakes are so good. My local friendlies had blueberry muffin top pancakes my wife loved. Yeah. Dude, chocolate chip pancakes are very good. Like chocolate chip buttermilk pancakes are like, they're very bad for me, but they're very good. They're very unhealthy, but God. Especially like when you order, I don't know, if you ever go to Texas, consider this. If you're ever in America, and you go to like a restaurant that's like a diner that offers breakfast stuff, and they offer chocolate chip pancakes, make sure you go with a fully empty stomach and order the chocolate chip pancakes. One, the chocolate chip pancakes will be absurdly large. They always are. I've never been to a place that offers like good breakfast food and they sell pancakes and the pancakes aren't like ludicrously large, like ridiculously large. Yeah, any kind of pancake is good. I don't eat blueberry pancakes that often because I'm not a blueberry fan, but blueberry pancakes they're all right. They're okay in my book. If I was going to a place and they only had blueberry pancakes, I'd eat it. But I wouldn't like go out of my way to order blueberry pancakes. I need to make you my... Well, whenever we meet up, nobody, you can cook me pancakes. How was that? Whenever we actually see each other, we'll make pancakes together. It'll be a fun bonding activity. We'll cook pancakes. Gooey egg sandwiches. I could see a gooey egg sandwich being a banger. So she's having a bad time still. Don't remember what I have to do. Also, Grandma's gone. Oh hey, I found Grandma. She's dead. Sorry, Granny. Hey, she found that one sedative, though. Great work, Grandmother. You really did it. I'm proud of you. Walk over her corpse. Oh, I prefer my eggs hard. Steaming. Ooh, I've never really had steamed eggs. I like hard-boiled eggs. Hard-boiled eggs are good. I've never had a steamed egg. I either like my eggs, like if they're over easy or sunny side up, I like them to be like really moist. Like I like really liquidy eggs in that sense. But then I don't like a soft boiled egg, I like a hard boiled egg. And then I really love deviled eggs. Put some bacon in there. Ooh, like a bacon and a gooey egg sandwich. Essentially like a breakfast sandwich with like really gooey eggs and then bacon. Yeah. That's a banger. Okay, that's probably enough blood vials. It's not a lot, but it's just enough. Nightmare Headstone, Murgo's Loft Base, because we opened up that shortcut. Put some, yeah, dude, bacon is good. Me with the bacon hits. Goodness. God damn. Man, I love breakfast. Breakfast is one of my favorite meals. You know what I mean? Like, breakfast foods are just better. I'm sorry. Breakfast foods are just built different than other meals. Turkey. I've never had turkey bacon, but I don't know if I'd like it. Because I'd eat turkey bacon expecting it to be. Well, I mean the same. I didn't take the actual bridge. I don't know why I did that. I would probably eat turkey bacon, and it's. Because I feel like turkey bacon isn't a substitute for traditional bacon. You feel me? It's like its own thing. It's like how almond milk is supposed to be really good, but it's not a substitute for... Also, you guys are about to find out why this... I don't know, I've not talked to this about chat, so I won't tell you and embarrass myself, but nobody. I always talk about that phrase that I say, and it comes from this. This boss fight is where I get this phrase.
Do you hear our prayers? No, we should not abandon the dream. No one can catch us. No one can stop us now.
Ooh, I've never eaten deer sausage. There's a lot of like really good sausage though. Welcome to the Mikalash boss fight. We're gonna listen to his dialogue though, because it's important so that nobody understands why I say this phrase. So the actual enemy Mikalash is kind of a pushover, but he refuses to fight you. Instead, he just sort of runs away. Why hasn't he started talking? Hold on, we're gonna lure him into the trap. Normally he says words, but he always runs away from you, and you can corner him into this little back room and fight him here. But he, like, that's his second. He has really strong attacks, but like you can stun lock him. So in this first phase, it's the only thing he does. He might occasionally punch you, but mostly he just does that. Truly a terrifying boss. The ads in his room are more dangerous than him. Ooh, reindeer. I wonder how far the difference in taste is between deer and reindeer.
Oh, majestic! A hunter is a hunter, even in a dream. But alas, not too fast. The nightmare swirls and churns unending.
I'm shocked that he hasn't he hasn't started saying his dialogue. I want nobody to understand why I use a certain phrase that I say, which comes from Mikalash. I'll explain it when he says it, so that chat understands. Here it comes. So that is why I say that phrase, because Mikalash says it all the time. For context, whenever we're on Discord or something, or someone is making a reference and I want them to show it to me, they're talking about that how they're sometimes in the Discord chat, they'll talk about something they saw on TikTok or something that they're watching on TikTok, and it sounds funny. Instead of saying, "Oh, show that to me," I will just say, "Grant me eyes," Because Mikolash always says, grant us eyes, grant us eyes. So whenever I want someone to show me something, I say the phrase, grant me eyes. I started doing it like 5 years ago, and I just have kept doing it since. It's just a weird habit I've formed. Can't get my laptop to turn off, I'll be plugged in the wall, and the battery LED is blinking orange. Oof. But yes, nobody, now you understand the context of why I say the phrase, grant me eyes all the time. Is it because this weird guy with a cage on his head in a game I really like says it a lot. And it just gets stuck in my head, and I want to say it. He teleport. Let's see, I think the mirror brings him down here, right? Oh no. The mirror actually brought him to the right spot that I needed. Alright, so he's gonna go back up to the mirror room. So that leaves me free to come down here. Take the iron door key, which is important. We'll come back to the iron door later. There's a Kin Coldblood down here, which is nice. Oh no, I need him to come through the opposite way. Suggest replacing the battery because I've had this issue with many other times. If it doesn't fix the LED, you need to replace that as well. Oof. Oh, he ran past the mirror room. So he drops down here, and you're supposed to like drop down and chase him backwards into the last encounter room. That's the dead end that you corner him at, but you can just do this to him for a while. Hold on, let me get out my oil urns. Hit him with the oil urn. Hit him with the fire. Big damage. And you can see that he keeps teleporting back to his original position in the middle of the room. It's really funny that you can do this to him. He can't stop you. He won't attack you. It just you can actually, if you're doing like a gun build of Bloodborne where you do a lot of blood tinge and you just have a lot of blood damage, so your pistols are really powerful. You can actually kill him essentially through only that. Oh, geez, poison knives don't refill. Whoops. Oh, I had really hoped that that would be enough to poison. Oh, it did poison him. Oh, he's not getting hurt by that poison. His like AI is like freaking out. He actually is poisoned, but oh, whoa! I like bugged out his fight. He's like fighting me out here. His AI is not supposed to do that. He's supposed to run into that room. I've never seen his AI bug out like this. He's not even supposed to be allowed to fight me in rooms that aren't his actual boss room. The iconic Mikolash scream. Hello, Brun Brun. We did it. We bugged out Mikolash's AI and then killed him. So we did a tour of Castle Canehurst while you were gone, and then we did Upper Cathedral Ward, and we tried some bosses. Now we have a cage on our head. We have the Mensis cage. Well, we've stopped the people of Mensis from performing the ritual. Now we need to We need to actually go and silence the crying of the baby. And then we will have completed all of the main line of Bloodborne except for the final boss, which we're saving. It's going pretty good. We had a heated discussion about breakfast foods that I thought was quite entertaining. Here's the spot I was looking for. Ooh, another bloodstone chunk. That's nice. Sometimes you can chase him down here. And then that will allow you to... Because whenever you run through... If you chase him into here, a door closes behind him, but... Oh, we're absolutely doing DLC in this run. Where I'm just saving the DLC until after we do Wet Nurse. Which is the next boss, actually. I'm confident I can kick Wet Nurse's ass. I hope. Her phase 2 scares me a little bit, but I think I can beat her. I think I can defeat Murgo. Ow, 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 ow. But Hoker is very strong now. And has many uh-oh. Oh, that's actually really quite bad. This is the most populated PvP area in the game. So we may need to get our shuffle on before someone shows up. Because we are, I think, pretty close to appropriate level. Oh, no, we're actually a little under-leveled. So we might not get a PvP match. Because PvP level is 120 and we're only 70. Actually, I'm literally quite underpowered for this whole section of the game, which is weird. We got an upgraded weapon, though, and that's really all that counts. I should be like 30 levels higher. See, this is why we have to do the chalice run. It's because chalices are how you get a lot of levels and stuff. There's an item back here, right? Yes. More chunk. Dummy thick chunkies. But right now, Brian, we are in the Nightmare of Mensis. Something's messed up with the battery in Mothman's waifu's laptop, so they're taking it to get fixed. And a couple of people gave some Linus tech tips in chat. Oh, hey guys, it's the pigs. You guys remember what we do with the pigs, right? Forgive me, Father, for I have sinned. Uh-oh, eyeball pigs. They pig you with the eyeball, bro. Apple really came out here and released the eye pig while none of us were looking, huh? There's nothing back here. Let's do the drop down here. Ouch. Little secret hidden spot back here on Mensis is this boy. Another bloodstone chunk. Because actually, I want the rock. I'm gonna get the rock before I do. I'm gonna fight Murgo with a +10 weapon. The only in-game rock. I think there's one more rock in the DLC, and there's a way to earn rocks using Insight. Oh, hey, we silenced the Sinister Bell. That's nice. No PvP. Also, if you'll remember that these enemies were once the Shadow of Yharnam bosses, now they are just normal enemies. More chunks. Yeah, the nightmare is where you get a lot of the in-game chunks. Which is a shame. Different types of screws for different types of parts. That feels like a piece of like cowboy life advice. There are different screws for different parts, partner. You tip your hat cordially. Oh, youchies. I wish I could get like the curved sword that the shadows use. Cause like those enemies use something that's kind of like the Tonitrus, but there's, I guess the Shikage is the equivalent of that curved sword. Also, there are more eyeball pigs. There's 2 of them actually. They're quite scary when they're together. I don't want to tussle with both of them at the same time, because they do a lot of damage. They also drop a lot of blood vials, which is nice. Fast pig. Eyeball pig. Give more vials. I need to stock up, because there is a Winter Lantern segment to this part of the game. And we're just gonna have to brute force it with heals. Uh-oh. I'm sorry you have to see this again, chat. What in the Brokeback Mountain? Cowboy life advice? Yeah, like... Have you never heard about cowboy life advice? It's just like practical advice, or like very wholesome advice, but it's like phrased in like cowboy slang. You know what I mean? You guys not know any cowboy wisdom? Also, she's here. Remember when she beckoned the big moon? She was looking at it. Now she's looking up there to where the baby... So I guess the baby that we have to stop crying is her baby, I guess. Or something like that. Talk about a rough C-section, though. An eldritch C-section. I'm sorry, that was very cursed of me to say. Another of Yasefka's blood vials. I remember we used our last one on that PvP encounter. I'm gonna go level up before I do the Winter Lantern section, because the Winter Lantern section sucks. You can see it from here, actually, that we have to cross a bridge that has not one, not two, but 3 Winter Lanterns on it and get to the other side without dying. It is a monumental task, it's a real pain, and it's technically a side area that you never have to do. It is a real bummer, that one. But hey, we gotta do it if we want to get all the items. I want to try because after we do the first run, we're going to do a lot of other runs of Bloodborne in quick succession, and I don't want to get bogged down. And, oh, I forgot to get this item on my first run. I want to try and get all the items that I can. Oh, hey, but this gym boosts rally potential. That's nice. Cowboy Life Tip 37. Don't dig for water under the outhouse. I meant more like it's like life advice, like the classic one I think of is like first thing you do when you realize that you dug yourself into the hole, quit digging, partner. Tips hat. Give them a top hat. Give the boys the hats. Yes, look at them, fancy boys. Probably heading to bed soon. Gotta wake up at 4:30. Jeez Louise. 4:30 a.m.? Black Mesa has the earliest morning I've ever heard of. That is truly the earliest morning. Don't worry, the Voppeltingle turnip will take care of you in these dark times. Right, I needed to level up. I think I'm gonna stop at 45 strength. That is my strength limit. Because like 45 is near the hard cap for strength anyways, so I'm gonna get increasingly diminishing returns leveling that, so we're just not going to. Black Mesa with the early shift. My mom used to get up at 2 to drive 2 hours to her job. That's brutal. That's a brutal commute. Jeez. Okay, we're gonna put Vitality to 45 next. And then maybe do Arcane, and then third playthrough will be Blood Tinge. I'm not doing a skill build.
Farewell.
I refuse. I'm not doing a skill build. I already do, like, quality strength skill builds so often. I like going strength weapon for not doing PvP. Where am I going? My brain has turned off. It's no longer functional. I just want blood vials. Alright. Are you ready, gang, to do the nightmare run? Let's do the Winter Lantern Bridge. Also, there'll be more spiders. They're not as bad as the spider room. Yep, let's go. Quickest way to double your money is to fold it over and put it back into your pocket. Yeah, my man's wife, that's some good cowboy advice right there. Tell you what. Okay. It's bridge time. The second part of the bridge run is that in order to actually do it, you have to jump sideways off of an in-motion elevator. You know how Souls games are. Like, normally, the better idea is to do the jump going up. You see that open window? We have to go inside of that. So we have to make that jump, and it's pretty easy to fall and die. And you have to make that jump every time you want to reattempt the bridge. Now, you can fight the Winter Lanterns, and we probably will. Inflicted Organ, that's an important ritual item we'll need later. But dang if they ain't scary. I've heard one good piece of advice, and it's if you backstab them, you can use the iframes of the backstab to avoid the frenzy damage. But on this thin bridge, I don't know if I've got what it takes. Uh-oh, she's noticed me. Check out their gross eyeballs. Hello, Winter Lantern. People have theorized that the Winter Lanterns are like the dolls, but... Hello. Nah. Nah, forget the backstab plan, just kill him. God, the Winter Lanterns scare me. I consider them the strongest normal enemy in the game. There are enemies that are really strong and that are really annoying, but none of them instant kill you quite like a Winter Lantern does. And Lordy Lord, you have to iframe that grab attack. You can't outrange it, it's huge. It's a ginormous grab attack. God, I hate Winter Lanterns. Die, 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 die! Oh. I think there's still one more, but she's on her own, so it's gonna be a little less scary. Jeez Louise. Frenzy is such a scare. I think she's, like, in here on the bridge. Slight spider warning. There are spiders, but they have people heads, so they're not as gross to me. They're just, like... They got, like, weird monks with bowl cuts on them. Like, what is you doing, bro? You a spider, get a better haircut. Got the priestly bowl cut over here. What nerds. Yeah, actually, we talked about that, Brian. We talked about the influence of Berserk in Souls games. We had a discussion about it when we first got into the Nightmare of Mensis. Because, I don't know if you know, I'm sure you've heard, Brian, but the mangaka that draws Berserk passed away recently. And I think today or yesterday, it was released to the public that he had died. Anyways, we're gonna drop a giant brain down a big hole. Pull that lever! Oh! Drop the brain into the hole. Goodbye, brain. That's the brain of Mensis. Say goodbye to the brain. Don't worry, we'll go hang out with the brain later. Hey, don't be mean to the brain. He's cool. Nobody's being very rude right now. Yeah. There's the last Winter Lantern. We ice her, and we're home free. I'm stupid. I'm so ashamed of that. Oh, well, the brain was the one who was giving me all the frenzy. He was shooting me with frenzy spears. That wasn't very cool of him. Maybe he should have thought about his actions. He's fine. He's fine. We'll go hang out. We'll talk. We'll exchange numbers, maybe. Go on a brain date. Oh, God. I hate the bridge. I hate the bridge so much. I can't believe I completed the bridge in, like, perfect fashion on my first try, only to, like, mess it up. Maybe we'll go down into the hole with them, Brian. You don't know. Maybe we'll go hang out in the hole with our boy. We're just gonna run past the lanterns. Scusa. I should probably be wearing equipment with a lot of frenzy resistance to give me more time to actually, like, run past and then take sedative. But I've neglected to do that. That right there is why Winter Lanterns are terrifying. Because if you don't kill them on the first frenzy proc, they will just instant proc a second frenzy. And there's like nothing you can do to stop it. It'll almost always entirely fill your bar. So it makes them so scary. Return of the Brain. Yeah, we need to do Brain. We need to do... The stream ends when we do Murgo, BT dubs. Because next stream is Chalice. Also, there are normal spiders here. Oh, also the frenzy is draining my health. Why is it draining my health? What? What was that? Why was there like a what was with that the health drain on the frenzy? What? Why did that happen? I hate Winter Lanterns. I hate them so much. Like, you literally cannot... Oh yeah, Miyazaki's a big Berserk fan, dude. He loves it. That's it, we're maxing Frenzy Res. I'm not doing it no more. I ain't doing it no more. What is it, like 60 on the Ashen? Thought I saw 65 in the mix somewhere. I think it's like Ashen on everything but the head, right? Ashen. Ashen. Yeah, I think Ashen has like the best frenzy resist. And then the crow, of course, the beak, because it's got that nice breathable incense inside of it for the good sniff. Nobody's down bad all the time. She doesn't need a Rice Krispie treat as an excuse, let's not lie. That last Winter Lantern, man. It's a big open space. Like, and there's nothing you can do. Once it goes, it's done. Once the frenzy starts, you can't stop it because it's like a continuous proc. I don't know why was it doing DPS over time though? See, because like that frenzy proc isn't doing DPS over time. Why did the Winter Lantern in the back room do DPS over time? That's really weird, actually. I think it's once it goes on for long enough. It starts to do damage over time. Sorry, I'm back. I had to talk with Comet about something. Okay, please God, let's finish up this last Winter Lantern. I hate it so much. She's guarding literally just one item that I want. It's like the last magic item. We're gonna have to wait to cross until she's on the other side of that barrier. Because I can't sustain her frenzy. M&M's in your Rice Krispie. Those are pretty good. Have you had Rice Krispies made with Fruity Pebbles? Ooh, I have not. Also tell Comet I said hi. It's too late, he's gone. God, I hate Winter Lanterns. Pain. We gotta ambush her. What was that? What was that track move that you did? Son of a gun. It always procs. It's so annoying. But it's done. It's done. I don't think there are any more Winter Lanterns. We got the choir bell. Let's not fall off into the abyss. Normally I can navigate these thin beams pretty easily, but... oh no, I got thrown off my rhythm. Ow. Die. Die, die, die. I think once in my life I had them. I'm proud, don't be. After I fell off of that beam, I lost any deserving of proud. I shamed all of us with that. So here are a ton of scholars who have all the frenzy spears sticking out of them. Have a lot of really strong blood gems on them. A Great One's Wisdom. I think that's among the first times that we've seen a Great One's Wisdom. But yes, it is like a madman's knowledge, but much more powerful. It's got more little, like, brain invertebrates. Brain slugs for great knowledge. Yes, we've done it. We've finished the Winter Lantern Bridge. And we can now do the boss fight of the area. The boss fight is not as hard as the Winter Lanterns. This is what the Iron Door key opens. It leads us back here to the boss fight with what's his name? It leads all the way back to the Mikolash boss fight. And we can actually put back on our outfit. What do I want to fight? Let's go with that. Let's go with the Mikolash outfit. M&M's and popcorn? Ooh, sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's alright. Not even in the American food section? What? They don't have Fruity Pebbles in Canada. American food section? What is wrong with you? American food section? You don't have Fruity Pebbles in Canada? I don't think I was considering living in Canada, but maybe your whole country is a mistake. If you don't have Fruity Pebbles, what was even the point of separating yourself from Britain? Or from France, sorry. Wow, what a slip up to say that was what a foolish mistake to go from France to Britain to being free. You should have just stayed a colony. Sorry. Because Canada was originally settled by French, and then they sold it to Britain, and then Canada became free, but they didn't have a rebellion. They just sort of, it was just like a mutual thing, right? I don't know, I don't know anything about Canadian history. I don't know why they don't have them. You need to petition your government to get Fruity Pebbles imported, because Fruity Pebbles slabs, dude. We have to go back through the pig tunnel, Chad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat, but it has to be this way. We simply do not have a choice in the matter. Oh, do you, chat, do you actually want to go back and talk to the brain? We can go hang out with the brain real quick if you want. Hold on, let's go hang out with the brain. We need to get our brain hanging out quota done with anyways. We only have to hang out with it once, and then we don't have to ever have to do it again. I found it on Canadian Amazon. Gotta import it. Hey, Pup Pup. Bye, Pup Pup. $40? Also, night night, Black Mesa. You get big nappy, big sleepy, become big and strong. Big and strong, boy, big and strong. I need to put. I don't know who in chat neos or cares to neo. But I do have an archive channel of all of the streams. So that way they don't get deleted when the VOD runs out. I need to put the link on Twitch. Let's go hang out with the brain. Bye-bye. What a nerd. As we sink into this bottomless black expanse. I don't think the body of that monster even loads. Welcome to the void. Which direction is it? Wondrous rune. Yes, we know. Remember evil eye, wondrous rune. There she is. Hi, brain. This is the brain of Mensis. She's a real sweetheart. Also, the eyeballs follow you. Isn't that nifty? The eyeballs follow you around. As you walk, they follow. She look, he look, it look. But we must commune. We must make contact. We must commune with the brain. Be granted eyes. You can hear its heartbeat if you listen carefully. Its brain heart. Make contact. It's actually a really relaxing, steady heartbeat, if not for the gross brain noises. We did it! We made contact with the brain and got the maximum rune for moon! Forgive me, brain. I must do this. I wish I didn't have to, but the game requires me to kill you. You can't complete the Chalice dungeons unless you kill the brain. Forgive me. I'm sorry. I loved you. What we had together was so beautiful. I'm so sorry it had to end this way. I'm so sorry. Your beautiful brainy eyes and weird stringy gross hands. What a time we had together, brain. What a time. Truly it was the best of times, not the worst of times. But we have to say goodbye now. No. That is the only way to get the living string item in the game. It's the only one. There's only one living string, and that's the only way to get it. Whoa, did you not like the brain? But now we have the ritual item living string. The immense brain that Mincis retrieved from the nightmare was indeed lined with eyes on the inside, but they were also of an evil sort, and the brain itself was terribly rotten. But even still, it was a legitimate great one, and left a relic, a living relic at that, which is a precious thing indeed. Goodbye, brain. Gone, but not forgotten. Ooh, you playing Monsty Honey? Huh? Oh, I mean, it's not that, it doesn't take up that much space. Yeah, just set it gently right there. Comet is moving the switch into here, so the dock isn't in the way of the screen that he's playing in front of. Which, it's gonna be a real comeuppance when we switch places in like an hour. It's too late, he's gone. The string... What do you mean? It's a brain with eyes on the inside. It was a great one. It was an eldritch god. And it was our friend, nobody. We had to kill it to get living string. Living string is a ritual item. You need these ritual items in order to perform ceremonies to unlock chalice dungeons. And the living string is what you need to unlock the deepest of the chalice dungeons, and it's the only way. It's the only way to get living string is that. And once you kill it, I'm pretty sure you can buy living string from the insight messengers in the Hunter's Dream, but you can't. You have to kill the brain. Which is unfortunate, because I like the brain. You can make contact with it. Pain yet again. Brain grows? You're mean, nobody. The brain has been nothing but our friend, time and time again. To think that you, of all people, would be so cruel. You'll never say hi to Comet. Oh, hey, there's the crib. Baby. Time to talk to the baby. Ooh. Hollow hood. No hood. No head in that hood. This is Murgo's Wet Nurse. Also, this is the boss fight music, is this music box. This song is called Murgo's Lullaby, by the way. This music box is called Murgo's Lullaby. Actually, can I crank up the music sound? Oh yeah, now we're banging, chat. Things are getting real loud. For the music, that is. Almost halfway. I need to hit her with more transforms. Oh, she's going phase 2. Please don't. Uh-oh. Things are about to get real annoying for us. She, like, Virgil summons other versions of her to attack. It really sucks. Ah! They're on all sides! Oh, that one spawned in the wall. That's not fair. This is the real one. Oh, that was like the worst possible attack on a summon to hit. Alright. Thank God her buff is over. She's back to the normal boss fight now. Oh, and a special death message for this boss as well. Silence the cry. Nightmare slain. And we get a 1/3 umbilical cord. Every other boss ends with prey slaughtered. That is one of, I think, only 2, maybe 3 bosses in the game that says Nightmare Slain. And they are all the hardest bosses. Wet Nurse, I wouldn't say is the hardest. But that is the canonical Nightmare. And we can see now that our duty is fulfilled. The hunter's dream is being burned to the ground. Because its purpose has been fulfilled.
Good hunter, you have come. Dawn will soon break. This night and this dream will end. Gammon awaits you at the foot of the great tree. Farewell, good. May you find your worth in the waking world.
So, if we weren't doing the DLC and stuff, this would be... Do we have the 3 that we require? We do have the 3/3, but this would be the final boss fight, is in here. Gurman awaits us. The man in the wheelchair awaits us at the foot of the great tree. But we will... That boss fight will be the last thing we do in this run. Also, I need to turn the music back down. You gotta bang out to the Wet Nurse's lullaby soundtrack.
Gammon awaits you. Go on. Very lit.
Bam. Levels.
Farewell, good hunter.
Luckily the workshop is still perfectly usable when it's on fire. It can't finish burning down until we're gone. Oh my god, did I not grab the blood rock? I did not grab the blood rock. Hold on, stream is not done yet. Middle. I can't believe that. I cannot believe... I cleared the whole bridge, and I just walked back through Mikolash's boss fight. I didn't even pick up the blood rock. My goodness, how silly of me. It's okay, we'll fix it, and then once we make the most powerful weapon of all, the +10 saw cleaver, then we will end stream. Yeah, his puppets aren't here anymore. Mikolash's little dolls. They don't animate. It's up, and then it's out the door, and then it's down, right? Yeah. We'll just run past all the enemies. Now we're like Mikolash running around with the Mensis cage on our head. Here we go. Back through the iron door. I like the whirligig, but it's not my kind of weapon. I kind of just did it for the gimmick of it, and then I got bored. And then I was like, I don't want to do this. The idea of a whirligig run sounds like a lot of fun, but the weapons, it's very slow and cumbersome. It's good, it's fun on boss fights, but it's not super fun to like clear areas with. Blood rock. Only one of its kind in the main game. We've gone from shards to twin shards to chunks to a rock. It's a whole stone of a boy right there. And obviously there's the pit we dumped it into. Also, the spider eggs are like becoming eyeballs. So that's fun. That's cute. And then we drop back down here, and this is where the hunter is, if you remember that NPC hunter fight that we did. Boom. So next Bloodborne stream, which may not be the next stream, but next time we play Bloodborne, it's going to be Chalice Dungeons, and you are going to suffer. You will come to understand why many in the Bloodborne community do not like the Chalice Dungeons, despite how useful they are. What's wrong, Mothman's waifu? Why did you say great like that? About the Chalice Dungeons? Blood Rock. Make +10 weapon. Oh, the spider egg eyeballs? Yep. That's Bloodborne, alright. Oh, hey. That tempering damp one's not even cursed, and it's an 18% attack up. That's a banger of a gem. Look at how powerful our weapon is. 180 plus 256. Ludwig's Holy Blade would still be substantially better if... Ludwig's is actually... Ludwig's is already a better weapon without any gems on it. It's the best strength weapon in the game for a reason. We'll probably switch to... After we do the run with this weapon, we'll switch to like... We'll try to do a run through with a lot of different weapons, if I can farm enough materials to upgrade them. I tell you what, we'll do the a whirligig run whenever we have a fully upgraded whirligig. Because I don't like... The whirligig is a little bit of a dredge until you get it really high level, and then it's fun for a little bit. A fast playthrough of Bloodborne is fun with a whirligig. A slow playthrough, not so fun. Alright, let's find someone to raid, and then we can end stream. I just got Kylo in the Raifu bot, oh my god. Well, claim it, nobody, and then you don't ever have to worry about someone stealing it from you. I got someone streaming Mass Effect Legendary Edition. Let's raid them. Their stream is called Thresher Maw and the Vaccine. That's good stuff. Okay, I hope I spelled their name right. Hey, I got it right. Alright. I actually discovered this particular streamer because back in the heyday of Titanfall 2, this guy used to put together like really cool videos, like compilation videos of just him doing sick stuff in Titanfall 2 multiplayer. Oh, it was the best. But he's playing Mass Effect. He's pretty funny. He has a slow chat right now. I think he has like 10 people or so. So I think it'll be cool if we can all rate him. Maybe shoot him a follow if you like his stuff. But thank you for playing Bloodborne with me. Bye bye, chat. Wait, hold on. Actually, I'm gonna get my earbud in as I do this, so I can watch his stream when I'm done. Bye, chat. Bye bye.